Hi everyone, I hope you're good guys and welcome for a new video. So today we're gonna talk about chorus and I'm gonna show you and give to you away for free 5 presets that I use for my operator Techno bank. You can see here is the preset, the original one. I've kind of renamed them and properly like for the channel, and the point is to kind of use the chorus a little bit differently than usual for 2 reasons. First, because it's always great to give a bit of character, and the second reason is lately there is a lot of super saw and unison sound, especially with the raid sound are coming back, and you have a lot of this unison sound, and chorus sounds great with this kind of sound. So that's why I wanted to talk about chorus. So first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna explain how chorus work, and I'm gonna use actually a delay device, and I'm kind of gonna create an audio effect rack and showing you how you can basically recreate your own chorus. And because it's an audio effect rack, you can even like kind of modulate it and kind of create your own chorus from it. And by doing that, I will in the same time explain each parameter of the chorus, like just to help you understand a little bit better how it works. And then I will go over the 5 presets, there is even 6 presets I've created, and how they work and how you can use them. Alright, so let's get started. First, the chorus it's basically what you're doing. You're taking your dry signal, original signal, and you duplicate it, you delay the second signal. So the easiest way to understand that is I'm gonna take a delay device, and so you put it in times. Basically, you bring down the feedback and you bring up the dry rate this way. What I'm doing that is this way. Now the signal is going to be delayed 20 milliseconds, but the interesting is if you group this, so Ctrl G, and so you have the chain here, so let's call it delay 1, like you can find basically in this chorus device, but you need as well a dry chain. So because basically when you have this macro here, the dry 0% is the dry signal. I'm gonna bring it up, and basically here this delay signal corresponds to this one here, and what you want to do is delay this one, for example, let's say 8 milliseconds from the original one. So when I press a note, this is let me remove this. This is the dry signal. This is the same but delayed 9 milliseconds. So obviously it's the same, it's just one delayed, but then you can see it's changing. But the interesting things and how its chorus work, if you modulate this delay time, see I'm doing it manually, but you can hear that it's kind of creating this nice effect. And the cool thing with delay, you have as well this modulation, which is basically a LFO that you can apply to your time here. And basically you have time percent, which is basically the amount that you want to apply to the time, and the rate of your LFO, which is basically exactly the same than the amount that you have on your chorus here and the rate here. So I have 2. Now if I start to modulate, you can hear you have this effect. So obviously here it's like pretty mono, but the cool thing is, let's say I want to duplicate this one, and I'm going to bring it delay 2. I'm going to bring one on the left and here one on the right. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to reduce 3 dB each of them, because I don't want to be too loud, obviously, because you duplicate signal. And now you can hear, if you play with the rate and the amount, you can hear it. So basically you've just like kind of created a chorus. If you grab this one, you get similar kind of effect. The cool thing is you can even now kind of add, for example, other effect on one of the delay. And for example, I don't know, you can, for example, say the delay 2, you want to have a different EQ. You can filter it. But you can obviously try different kind of stuff. I don't know. You can try, for example, let's start with a frequency shifter. Yeah, why not? Or you can even, let's see, the resonator. And let's grab another preset to put it in the other one. And you can just create kind of weird chorus effect. And the thing is, you can now transform it into a kind of more playable device by assigning everything to the macros. What you want to do is, for example, assign the delay 1 here to the macro 1, delay 2 to the macro. So it's basically like this macro here and this macro here. So let me just delay 1, delay 2. You can apply the amount and the rate as well if you want to assign them. So you can have them individually or you can assign them differently. It's up to you. I'm gonna put them all together, but yeah, time to macro 4 and rate to macro 3, and you do the same here. But yeah, obviously you could assign to other macro and have independent modulation for each delay basically. So here is your rate and this is your amount. So basically pretty similar to the 4 that we have here. Then if you want for the feedback one, you can use the feedback. So I'm not sure this is exactly 100% the same, but it will be something similar. And wait, let me remove the resonator. And now you need a dry wet maybe. And the easiest way to do that is you go to chain and you need to select all the 3 chain and you need to bring everything down from 0 to 127. And you can see here you have this bar here, and the thing is you want to assign it to a macro. So like this, I can go like this way. And with this blue bar, you have the top one, which is a bit more light blue. And the things to do is to kind of do this way and bring this one the other way around to kind of get this dry wet effect. So now you just have the dry one. You know, when this plain blue is like the dry, so you have this blue one full, and you can see it's getting more and more lighter. So the more and yeah, then after you can just go even further with this rack. Like I said, add effect. You can have independent modulation filter. So that can be a cool thing to create your own kind of crazy chorus. If you want to have your own personal chorus, it's a great way to create your own by using this kind of rack. All right, so now let's talk about more or less what is a macro does. So we've seen this one is to delay the first chain. So like I said, the chorus, remember, it keeps the dry signal and you duplicate it 2 times. Delay 1, first time is duplicating. Delay 2, the second time is duplicating. So you can handle the delay, which is we see here was like to delay 7 milliseconds and so on. You can high pass the first delay, which is basically gonna apply a filter. Like you could have used the filter of the delay maybe, or you can just like kind of grab an EQ and it will basically on your chain just high pass filter like this way. And then you have delay 2 so that you can put in mod, which means that this delay will receive the same modulation. So you remember here when you wasn't modulating the delay time, it wasn't doing anything. So if you want to have the delay 2 modulating here as well, you have to activate this. If you put in fixed, it means like, for example, here on the delay 2, here it's not gonna be modulating. It's like if you was removing the rate and the time here, and you don't have your delay here modulating. So basically, it's just this one modulating the time. It's just this LFO. And when it's off, it's basically, you just hear delay 1. So basically, this one is like deactivated by, for example. And so then you have amount and rate, which I explained here is basically the LFO, which is modulating your delay here. you can activate this, which is kind of making the rate 10 times faster, which is kind of great for weird effect. I will come back to this when I explain the other preset. Then you have feedback to reintroduce from the output signal inside the chorus, and so that's really great as well to get weird tone, and I'm gonna coming to it right now. So now let's see what kind of preset I've created. And so like I said, I use them in my Vibrato Techno bank, and I was thinking it can be great to share them with you. So you will probably be familiar with some of them, but so you have this one which I call Metalic, which is kind of working well, obviously, with pulse width. Get this weird tone. So, or even if you go, or you can with the pulse width, or you can even go in the triangle waveform, sorry, and folding. So obviously here you have a very stereo effect because of the delay, but just always feel free to kind of use a utility and to mono it. And then if you found it too mono, obviously you can always add a bit of delay. Let me put and reverb. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave the reverb. So yeah, here the interesting thing is like you multiplicate the rate, so you get this. Let me bring back square. The fast rate, the fact that there was a big amount, and it was great. The kind of metallic things, you can accentuate the effect with the feedback and kind of get even more industrial kind of tone, and you can invert the polarity. That works really great with very short delay and a big amount of feedback. You can get so yeah, obviously it's a preset, but you can experiment and quickly make your own. All right, second preset, I've called it Unison. So that's as you can hear, it's kind of you have the you have your classic sawtooth, and instantly you have, it's very similar that if you was on wavetable activating the Unison mode. Okay, and with the chorus similar. So obviously when you bring them both together, it's even maybe reduce the voice. So yeah, that's worked really great with Super Saw and Unison mode, and even so can be great if your synth doesn't have the Unison mode, or if you use the audio loop or whatever. It can be great to use this preset here. All right, then we have the one I call Greedy, which is kind of perfect for bass sound. So I'm gonna go back. So I'm just using like simple waveform because it's the best way to hear how the sound work. And I'm just gonna put this one in mono and remove the Unison. Maybe, yeah, like this. And so I usually work well with bassline or synth. Again, don't hesitate to play with the feedback, the rate. So yeah, that can be nice for kind of hypnotic sound or metallic industrial sound. Then we have vibrato, which is kind of acting like, as you can see, like a vibrato effect, which can be nice to add a bit of character to you sent. Let's say you have a plucky sound, and so that's because of the slow amount and the rate at around 10 Hz. So that's why it gives this kind of vibrato. And I've created kind of second version of it, which is kind of similar but not really similar. So really nice, because instantly make your basic patch sound a bit more interesting and having a bit more character, basically. And then the last one is more like a kind of a classic chorus. Not exactly, but it's more like kind of works well with pad. So you see, all the time I put what is the best what is the best element to use with. But obviously it's just for indication. You can obviously experiment and try different, but send pad, super slow, unison, industrial. It's just to kind of give a guideline, but for this one I'm gonna need a bit more dry wet on my reverb and a bit more decay time, just to make it sound a little bit more like a pad and a bit more delay. And I need to filter this sawtooth because so something. So this one is more classic. It's more like a gentle and slow modulation. You see the rate is pretty slow, and it's work well with pad because it's kind of making things move. And it's great because, for example, for like drone sound, I have this rack I've made. And this is like a rack which is just 2 operators. There is no effect at all. So, and it's a for drone pad kind of sound. So it's always nice to have a quick chorus preset to so here it's pretty steady. But then straight away you had this light movement. Of course you can control with the dry wet. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you like it, guys. You can grab everything for free. The link in the description, all of the presets. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and see you soon, guys. Bye bye.